Billy Gardell here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Billy?
Hello, Mr. Eisen. Breaks my heart to see a boy that young going bad.
Come on, right? Isn't that the best? Isn't that the
Unbelievable.
best?
An epic movie.
Yeah.
An epic movie. An epic, timeless. Just took my kid through that, as a matter of fact.
Did you really? How old?
He's 12.
Okay, so my 7-year-old, that's not appropriate just yet, right?
You know, man, listen. The way we grew up, the Blues Brothers ain't going to hurt him.
I figure it. He probably would want an orange whip right now.
If anything, he's going to have good taste in music.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. How you been? How's everything going?
I'm awesome, man. Doing great and trying to get to the top of the pile here in the fantasy game.
Let me tell you something, Billy. The thing that's most impressive about this run that you are on, being second overall, 30 points behind Grandma Gloria Glassman, who we've all been chasing for 8 weeks
tough,
now.
Man. She's a tough opponent.
She is that. The thing that's most impressive is that you take a look at the bottom of the standings, and there's Snoop and there's Joe Manganiello, as big a Steelers homer as you are. And part of the reason why they're tripped up is they went Antonio Brown in the weeks where Big Ben wasn't there. They went Le'Veon Bell. And because they're homers, you went ahead and you didn't fall prey to that, Billy. That's why you're second overall here.
Well, there's money on the line here for charities, and if there's money, you can't be thinking with your heart.
That's right. That's what you were.
I went against everything in my soul and took Tom Brady this week.
Because you're playing for charity, right?
I'm playing to take Grandma down. She's a tough opponent. Second place is nothing. When I grew up, second place was the first loser. That's all that meant.
And she's a Browns fan too, Billy. She's a big.
See? She's a tough opponent.
She is
a formidable foe.
So what do you think of the Steelers? They lost to Dalton last week. Now they got the Raiders incoming this week. What do you think is going on with them?
You know, I'll tell you, losing Ben was, of course, that was the linchpin, and Michael Vick could not look at his second receiver. I don't know what was going on with him, but he couldn't check down. And then losing Bell's going to really hurt us. But I think D'Angelo Williams, if he stays healthy, I think he'll be okay. He'll be enough because we got Bryant back and we got Antonio back. But the big surprise for me with the Steelers this year has been the defense. Mitchell's play, Blake's play, these guys have stepped up. And I think in the end of the season, I think we're going to chase a wild card right now. And I think at the end of the season, we're going to be okay because the defense was forced to mature a little quicker than they probably would have without him there. So I think it may be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, and in terms of the wild card, this is a big game this week with the Raiders. I think we're going to be okay. I think we should do well, and I think we should cover. If you're interested in that kind of thing. How many friends are involved in that, Chris Brockman? Do we know how many friends are?
About 5 or 6 friends right now.
Okay, very good. That's the way we're sort of cover ourselves, if you will, Billy.
Right, sure. A lot of friends. 4.5 friends. What I got.
By the way, that's a great show on CBS after Mike and Molly, I believe, on America's Most Watched Network.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So did you make it down to San Diego when the Steelers were out here?
No, I was actually working that week. I couldn't go.
Okay, what a finish that was.
And the Steelers did exactly what I thought they were going to do. When we lost Ben. We lost the 2 we were supposed to win, and we won the 2 we were supposed to lose. That's just what we do. We played at a level of the other team. It's a curse we've had for many, many years.
By the way, is that the underdog that's with you right now?
Yeah, you can hear him in the size. That dog and me, we have a war. That's my neighbor here. Go in the other room.
Are you serious? That's your neighbor's dog?
That's my neighbor's dog. I was up by the fence. Yeah, me and him have a war. That dog hates me.
Oh, my gosh. I thought it's just, your dog that's in your house. That was right there.
No. I was just outside, and he's right on the fence, so I had to go in. Sorry about that. He interrupts everything.
Billy Gardell here on the Rich Eisen Show, at Billy Gardell on Twitter. All right, let's get to your pick 3 selections for week number 9. This is big because Colin Hanks is just 6 points behind you. Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains is 9 points behind you. Jake Tapper, who lends tons of gravitas to this venture from CNN, is in 5th place. And I got to catch it too, man. I'm 89 points.
You were strong there for a little bit. You dipped a couple times, but you never know. You never know with this fantasy stuff. I just got a good feeling that Brady's going to shred Washington.
Okay, so that's who you're.
That's one of those games where I think Belichick's going to go score again.
Okay.
Score again. Score again.
So Brady is your quarterback for this week.
Brady is my quarterback for this week, and I think him and Gronk are going to go to town on Washington. Is what I think.
Okay, so you take Tom Brady as your quarterback. Who's your running back this week then?
I think it took Devonta. I think Atlanta's, they had a taste of a couple bad games, and I think they're looking to get right this week, and I think that's going to be the week for them.
Taking on a San Francisco team that had Todd Gurley run all over them last week.
San Francisco looks like a car that's on blocks right now. They are just completely dissembled. They've been just robbed of everything. Vernon Davis is gone, and Cap is gone. I don't see anything in there to stop him. I think he's going to have a field day.
So you don't believe in Blaine, is what you're saying, essentially?
No, not even a little bit.
Billy Gardell here on the Rich Eisen Show with Brady and Freeman as his quarterback and running back for the Pick 3 Friends of Rich Celebrity League. And your wide receiver is who?
Antonio Brown. I came back to Brown because now he's going to be elite again. I think, too, they got the rust out against Kansas City. You know, Ben forced a couple passes there at the end of that game. We should have stole that game. But I think that he should be fine against the Raiders secondary.
Yeah, man.
He should be fine.
I'll tell you, I had Big Ben last week. I thought he would come off the injured, off his blocks. And it looked like when he did find Antonio Brown in the first possession of the game that I made a genius pick. And then he threw 3 interceptions in the game for the first time in 53 tries, Billy.
Well, I think it's coming back. You try to do a little too much that first game back. I think he'll settle into his rhythm, and they should look pretty good.
And you're playing for the Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh, yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, that's. I think Manganello's playing for that, too. So the Children's Hospital has 2 entries each week here.
Well, we are homers.
You are that. You are that. Okay. And so I'd love to get you in studio here at some point when you're too busy.
You want me, I'm in.
Well, no,
Anytime.
you're too busy. You're too busy on Mike and Molly. You're too busy with the Monopoly Millionaires Club. You're too busy. What can I tell you?
Well, it's good to have a little work, Rich. It ain't like you ain't got 3 jobs,
Let's now before I let you go, I've got a little bit of a kerfuffle here on the set.
Your producer prepped me a little on this.
Okay. Well, I need to make sure because the producer who prepped you is involved. He's the one who's trying to.
He said you've been accused of colluding, Rich. You've been accused of colluding.
Well, what I really am, Billy, is a professional. and what I did was conducted an interview in a concise, crisp, less than 5 minutes, even though now the problem for Chris Law is it was the first time perhaps in the 1 year plus history of the show that I did it on the very day that he challenged in a meeting prior to the show that I wouldn't be able to do it. My coordinating producer, Drew Olmeyer, he has my back. Mm-hmm. He has my back and said, I'll take that. I'll take that. And I went ahead and asked all the questions. I've even had callers since then. One from Cleveland say that I didn't leave anything on the floor. There were no scraps that I left on the floor. I'll give you a say in this because if
I was a referee,
yes,
and I had to go over and look under the hood at the replay of this, I'd come back out on the field and I'd make this call. After further review, the name of the show is The Rich Eisen Show.
0 for 2. Damn.
This is The Rich Eisen Show.
That's it. Correct.
That's the poll question now. Did Chris Law lose the bet?
And?
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Early results are in.
Yeah.
67% say yes.
That's 2/3. I'll do the math
Only
for you
3
there.
people have voted so far.
Yeah. There's only one
Not
name.
true.
There's only one name on the mug, Billy. Right? You know what I mean?
That's all I'm saying. I got mine, so
That's right.
I'd like to come back to the show. I'm going to rule in favor of you.
Well, just do me a favor. Don't throw it at the neighbor. Okay? Just hold on to it. It's ceramic.
Going over there against that. No,
It's a keepsake. It's a keepsake. And before I let you go too, let's ask him the poll question that used to be, because Rex Ryan said he didn't want to ever take on Dan Campbell, the interim head coach of the Miami Dolphins, that he could pretty much whip most any coach in a fight in the NFL, but Dan Campbell he's going to leave alone. So we had a poll question of which NFL head coach would you least want to face in a fight? Do you have the quartet there, Brockman, to read to him?
Yeah, it was Jack Del Rio, Mike Pettin, Browns coach, Steelers, your guy, Mike Tomlin, or Jim Tomsula, 49ers
What do you think, Billy? Who would you least want to face?
I think Del Rio.
He was running away with it.
Yeah. He was
Yeah,
almost
Del
50%.
Rio.
Although Tom Sula, you don't know what's going on up there, right? Right, Billy?
No, what's going on up there?
No, just in between the temples. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, he's a little unstable. But Del Rio looks like a guy. He looks like, when he coached for Jacksonville,
Yeah.
he used to wear that leather jacket on the field. He looked like Rocky I.
Yeah.
They don't remember you, they remember your rep. I don't think Del Rio would be the guy that I'd tangle with.
Hey, Billy, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, much love, and I hope to get in there soon, man.
Please.
And I hope to talk to you soon. And I'm chasing Grandma, so hopefully I'll be able to get up above her in the point status.
You got it, Billy. Thanks for calling in. That's Billy Gardell from Mike and Molly
See you, Billy.
on PBS.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.